Oh, hey! Hey guys, another beauty video for you today. I figured I would show you something that I get the most questions about, which is how to get a text message while taping a video. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how to get a great natural curl using just a curling iron. Now, I go back and forth between my favorite curling iron. I actually like a Chi 1.5 ceramic, but today we're gonna use the T3 1.25 inch barrel, and this one gives a little bit of a tighter curl, and I like it because it's a little more glam than your traditional wave. So let's get to it. Before we start, a couple of tools that I always have on hand when I'm doing curls. My Spornette brush. This is a boar bristle brush. This is the 955 XL. All natural boar bristles, and it really combs through hair and just makes it super smooth. I switch between round brushes quite a bit, but I always come back to this. I've been literally using this brush for the past 15 years. They last forever. Something else you might want to use, this is the new flat brush by Drybar. It's kind of like the Mason Pearson. It's a flat back, and it's something you would use to dry to get a more sleek look. I just like to use this to comb through because the mix of plastic and boar bristles really distributes the oils well. So before I start, I always just make sure the hair is either clean, but actually like second or third day hair works well too because I feel like it holds the curl well. And then also I always have on hand some clips. These are essential because when you're curling, it is imperative that you section off your hair. So first things first, just regular claw clip. I just go right around from top of the ear to top of the ear, right around the midsection there, and just twist this up because what we're gonna be doing is working in left and right sections. For you, it'd be left and right. Okay, this is heated up. This is, again, a T3. I don't go full heat. This is on a dial. I go probably about 3/4 of the way up because I don't want to like singe, right? This is actually super simple, but let's go through it. So we've sectioned the hair into a left and right side. Make sure that's all done. And what I do next is kind of hold it up like this and section off one more time. So you'll see this is the top section and this is the bottom section to make sure that it is right in half. Then take this top part, use one of these claw clips, and set that aside. Okay, so the key for me, I like a wave that's like a uniform looking wave. I don't like a beachy kind of tousled look. I like sort of a uniform wave, so I always curl away from my face. One more thing, this is a great product for heat protection. This is the Restore Instant Protection by Living Proof. It comes in a spray can, and as you section off each part of hair, you can just kind of like spray it and gently comb it through. All right, so let's do this. All right, here's where the round brush comes in hand. This will take practice, but I promise it becomes super easy. So I go behind with my round brush and kind of make sure that the hair is like sort of divided, like it's all across the length of the barrel because that keeps it spread out and that makes it curl a little bit better. And then I just add it right into the middle of the curling iron, and then I just hold it for a few seconds and drop. Super nice. Now, if you really want the curl to stick, you can kind of hold it there and let it cool off. Some people actually twist up each curl as they do it and they keep it pinned. But if I did that, I would have like 1,000 extra clips in my hair. So we're just gonna do this like this today. All right, and now we're grabbing the top section. Again, make sure the hair is like all across the length of that brush, little spritz, comb it through. And again, you just kind of put the curling iron, I go right near the top to the middle part of the hair. And then as I'm twirling, I'm releasing the barrel so that it flows through. When you get to the end, that's when you bring it up to the root. And just pull it like that. Super simple, right? Okay. So done and not done. Same thing for this side. You can choose to do bigger sections of hair. If you do that, you will get more of a wave effect rather than a curl. That's why I'm doing bigger sections, because when I'm done here, I want it to be, like I said, just kind of like a natural looking wave. Forgot to spray that part, but you get the idea. Isn't that cool? comb that through. This is actually a little bit thicker of a piece of hair. If you see like how much I'm actually grabbing, I'm pulling some of it from the back up to the side. Again, take the curling iron, put it right toward the top / middle, and begin the curl and then slowly release as you pull. It's kind of like a dual motion. I feel like that's the key. Now, if you want beachier looking waves, you can leave out the bottom part of your hair, and that'll keep it from looking so done. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, bottom layer's done. Let's get the rest of this hair curled. Okay, so here's another way you can section off. This is what's left. It's pretty much half of my hair. I'm gonna go ahead and divide it in half right now, right from the top. So this is all one section. Let's twist this guy. Keep it to the side. And that's a whole lot of hair. All right, so now that we've sectioned it off from left to right, we can go front to back again. So what I'm doing here is just taking my finger down, just using it to part, sort of right down the middle. You don't want to have all of your hair like flopping around when you're doing this because it will get overwhelming and you will forget what section you're on. It will be no bueno. Okay. All right, so same thing. Let's just comb this through. Make sure that's nice and smooth. Section it off one more time, and I'm going straight back for that into 2 sections here. I like using the big claw clip for the main section of hair, and then these longer ones for the smaller sections. Okay, so here we are with another little piece. I'm going to show you guys what I mean by leaving the bottom out. If you want that like beachier look, that more like that less done look. So same thing, going right around the mid part of the hair shaft. We are pulling out and opening the barrel at the same time. Okay, so if I wanted like that more undone look, I would leave out this little tail at the bottom, and you'll see the difference. Okay, so see how it's kind of like straight down, whereas these are curled up and smoother? If you did that to all of them, it gives like a much more casual kind of look. But just for the sake of uniformity, I'm gonna go ahead and tuck the tails in on all of my pieces. I'm gonna have hair product all over this office, and it is not gonna be good. Okay. And again, curling away from the face keeps the hair flowing back and a little easier to control once it's done. By the way, this living proof product smells divine. I'm just gonna hold that one up for a second. Very cool. Okay. Let's take out the front section and do the same thing. Now you can divide your hair however you like, whatever makes it manageable. I just tend to kind of do it in these sort of like grid sections because that's how I got used to doing it. I'm taking it across and doing this one next. This is why hair clips are so important. I feel like people get really, like frustrated because they feel like they can't curl their hair. And I'm like, if you just section it off properly and make sure you're taking small sections at a time, it'll become so much less overwhelming, and it actually is quite easy. Okay, so we loosen and pull back. My kids are literally running circles in the front yard. Okay, like seeing it back and forth in my peripheral vision. Okay. All right, so this top section is really important. You want to make sure that I really divide this up into more sections than I normally would, just because the pieces that frame the face, you really want to make sure that they're curled well and that they are kind of out of your face, right? Okay, so I believe I'm going to make this into 3 separate sections. This Spornette brush is it's just everything. If I had one hairbrush that I had to live with for the rest of my life, it would be this. Okay. You'll get used to the motion of like releasing the barrel and kind of pulling it back the more you do it. But I promise it is not so bad. And I always hold the curling iron vertical. When you pull it out, pull it straight down. Okay. And we're going to divide this guy into 2 sections. This face framing piece is really important, so we'll do that last. Comb that through. And I believe this Living Proof product provides protection, it says up to 450 degrees, so just a nice little extra layer of protection. When you get to the smaller sections, you don't have to hold the curling iron in as long because there's not as much hair. You do not want to be burning your stuff off. Okay? And a super, super light spray on this front part. Make sure you're not spraying this at the root too, because that will really get you greasy. Just a little bit. Actually, I'm loving this dry bar flat brush as well. Can you guys kind of see that? It feels so good in the hand. It's like very ergonomic. And unlike other like flat brushes, styling brushes, this one has like a lot of real estate. It's a big brush. Look at these guys next to each other. So with thick hair and with coarse hair, you really feel this. It gets at your root. It doesn't just like comb that surface hair, it like really gets in. So I'm a huge fan of that too. I'll have to do another little video on that guy. Okay, and this face framing piece is the key, so make sure you do that well. Let it cool. And there we go. Okay, so that's one side. We're gonna let it sit for a few more minutes while I do the other side, and then I'll show you how we finish it. Okay, so let's do the left side. Same way. Okay, so the curls are done. I'm gonna shut this guy off. And here is how it looks before you comb it through. I call them like, it's like very Little House on the Prairie. So we want to make sure that we make this a little more natural looking and not so defined. So you can do one of 2 things. Use your fingers to comb through. We're gonna try that first. Sometimes I go back through with a brush to one of my boar bristles and do that, but we're just gonna try this. So you just kind of very lightly go through from the mid part of the hair to the ends, and you see that I'm just very lightly raking my fingertips through it. Make sure that you concentrate on these front pieces because those face framers are what really sets the look. Oh, worth noting too, start with the center part here. If you are a side parter, just start with whatever part you normally go with because that makes your curls fall more naturally. I have someone who's speaking. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's one option. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you actually comb through. So we'll leave this as the curls and we will brush this through so you can see what I mean by a wave.
Can you curl my hair?
Can I curl your hair? Yes, I can curl your hair next. Okay.
Can you curl my hair now?
Yes. Let me finish this video and I can. This is what happens when you set up shop in your house. Okay, so you can see it kind of like smooths everything out, right? It's less defined and it's kind of like one big wave. So you can leave them kind of piecey or more wavy. But super simple, absolutely. Absolutely love going this style. I feel like this is my like go-to if I want to look polished, but not too done. All right, one more time for the products I use. The tea-free.
I want you to curl my hair.
I'll curl your hair next. the T3 1.25 inch curling iron, the Dry Bar new, I think it's called Flatmate, the new brush, and the Spornette 955 XL. Also have on hand your clips and the Living Proof Restore Instant Protection. All right, guys, hope that was helpful. I have a little person's hair to curl, so I'm gonna go do that. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to click subscribe and like and share this video. Can you say bye?
Bye.
Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.